Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, American servicewoman caught with a loaded magazine granted bail extension. A former United States military servicewoman who was arrested on August 3 after a magazine containing 10 live rounds of ammunition was found in her luggage on her arrival in Jamaica had her bail extended until September 18 when she appeared in court last Wednesday. Christina Salmon, who is charged with unauthorized possession of ammunition, appeared before presiding judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton, who extended her bail after her lawyer, Henry McCurdy, asked for an extension to allow the defendant to seek medical treatment overseas. Ms. Salmon should have gone back home on Monday, August 5, but because of this matter, she is still here. She spent the past 2 days in the Cornwall Regional Hospital as she took ill and was rushed to the hospital, McCurdy told the court. She needs to go back home for further medical examination and treatment. When persons go to Iraq and other countries like Ms. Salmon has done, and they get back to the United States, and they are discharged with 100% disability because of the effects from Iraq and Afghanistan, they have post-traumatic stress disorder. She suffers from the same condition, and the medication she needs is not in Jamaica. Fairclough Hilton noted that she was not opposed to someone seeking the necessary treatment, but that she would not rush to dispose of the case. While it would be somewhat easier for me to just deal with what is before me today, the truth is that, based on the allegations as outlined by the prosecution, I would afford the prosecution some more time to deal with their instructions as given by the police and to see what is happening, the judge said. If there is something else that needs to be done, I will not sacrifice what needs to be done on the basis of expediency, but I have no difficulty with her returning for medical treatment, added Fairclough Hilton. The case was subsequently set for mention on September 18, and the summons bail was extended for her to return to court on that date. It is alleged that on August 3, someone arrived at the Sanctuary International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James on an incoming JetBlue flight. While she was checking in, a routine security scan of her luggage detected an unusual object. The object turned out to be a 6 Sawyer firearm magazine with 10 rounds of ammunition. Under caution, someone reportedly said, "It was an honest mistake. I did not realize it was in my bag. My boyfriend packed my bag in a hurry, and I did not realize it was in my bag because I was rushing to catch my flight." She was arrested and charged. Months-long wait for Jamaican passport finally ends for 86-year-old. The family of the 86-year-old Jamaican woman, who waited nearly 8 months for answers after her renewed passport supposedly went missing en route to the Jamaican consulate in New York, says the torture has finally ended for the octogenarian who on August 2 collected the document following an appeal to the media in mid-July. The distress of the family members, who described their plight in a letter to the news, galvanized the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Jamaica and the New York consulate into action in a matter of hours after publication on July 15. According to the family members, the senior citizen had suffered health challenges after she endured the harsh and unforgiving brutal winter blast and some very burdensome travel expenses as she was forced to show up at the consulate on numerous occasions to inquire about her passport. They said the elderly woman, who was in good health prior to the start of her ordeal in January, descended into depression, was becoming withdrawn, and was feeling more and more dejected. The relative said Jamaica's passport immigration and the citizenship agency had indicated that the new passport, which was applied for between January 9 and 10 this year, was delivered to the consulate in March. Despite that assurance, however, the relative said neither additional visits by the elderly woman to the consulate nor calls had yielded any assistance. That, however, changed after July 15. On the same day that the article was carried in the news, multiple calls were made by different representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and from the New York consulate, making promises to have the missing passport cancelled and replaced within the week. Dismay was also expressed about the negative publicity and its effect on the image of the consulate and the ministry. The family was also asked to retract the story on the merit of their verbal commitment to have the matter addressed expeditiously, a relative told the news following the receipt of the document. The family member said, though still waiting to hear word about the promises made by the officials relating to compensation for the numerous visits by the elderly woman to the consulate and other costs, nothing can dampen their elation. Another commitment that was made by an official from the ministry was that the new passport would be personally delivered to the affected client by a representative from the consulate after first calling to make the arrangements. Sadly though, when she was called by the consulate on Thursday, August 1, 2024, to be informed that her passport was ready, the question then became, will you be picking it up or should we post it to you? So once again, this woman had to undertake additional travel costs to collect her passport. This she did successfully on Friday, August 2, 2024, the news was told. We are still to hear if, how, and when she will be compensated, given what she expended over the last 7 months in trying to get this very difficult ordeal resolved. For sure, the family is not holding its breath for this to happen. We are just exceedingly happy that the torture has finally ended for this octogenarian and most grateful to the news for assisting in this process, the relative said. Golden pleads with her comrades to put down negative vibes, support Westmoreland Central's Dwayne Vaz. Opposition leader Mark Golding is urging People's National Party supporters in Westmoreland to avoid abstaining from voting for the party because they might not immediately like a candidate on offer. In the 2020 general election, Westmoreland, which the PNP previously controlled by a 3-0 margin and which was considered safe PNP territory, was swept by the JLP. Daniel Lawrence unseated Luther Buchanan in Westmoreland Eastern, George Wright brushed aside Dwayne Vaz in Westmoreland Central, and the newcomer Moreland Wilson upstaged the party stalwart Dr. Wickham McNeil in Westmoreland Western. However, buoyed by the party's success in the recent local government elections, in which they won 11 of the 14 divisions, Golding is confident that the PNP is now poised to flip the script, with the party's General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, looking to reclaim Westmoreland Eastern from Lawrence, Vaz itching to get back the Westmoreland Central seat, and Ian Hales, who has replaced McNeil in Westmoreland Western, looking to defeat Wilson. Golding, who is president of the PNP, warned that now is not the time for comrades to be keeping malice with each other over past deeds, but instead they should seek to continue building on the good fortunes of the February 26 local government elections. I don't want any grudge holding, any belly keeping about anything in the past. We have to put down those negative vibes right now, Golding told the comrades who were in attendance for the Cornwall Mountain Division Conference held at the Cokesview Primary School in the parish. He said it was important for constituents to pull together and focus on the bigger picture of ensuring that they have a party and a government that is able to restore the futures of their families, community, constituency, and the country. Please, comrades, I am asking you from the bottom of my heart, let's pull together and support your candidate, Comrade Dwayne Vaz, the PNP president pleaded, while pointing out that it was crucial that all delegates, voters, and the supporters play their role ahead of the next general election. He noted that Vaz, who is the constituency caretaker for Central Westmoreland, had already had a taste of parliamentary life but was not able to do much from the opposition benches at the time. However, Golding noted that if the PNP forms the next government, Central Westmoreland would have a better representation under his leadership, with Vaz at the helm of the constituency as Member of Parliament. He has done it before and he can do it again. Come back and rally behind him. Me a beg you no, we want this thing. A few territory, Golding said of Vaz and the Central Westmoreland constituency. According to the latest Don Anderson opinion poll, the PNP for the first time in recent years has found itself with a notable lead over the governing JLP. The national survey, which captured voter intent, showed that 36.8% of respondents indicated that were a general election to be held shortly, they would vote for the PNP versus 29% who said they would vote for the JLP. Some 19.1% of respondents remained undecided, while 15% have decided that they will not vote, according to the findings of the poll conducted by Anderson's Market Research Services Limited between April 4 and April 12 among persons 18 years and older who are eligible to vote. The survey, which was commissioned by the PNP, has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. A total of 1,057 persons participated. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.